Have you ever wondered why Japanese homes always feel tidy, clean, and comforting? Why can they live in such small spaces and still feel at peace? Why does every corner feel bright, organized, and carry a quiet calm? Do they have special secrets we haven't fully learned? In this video, I'll share with you 15 Japanese home cleaning secrets I learned from a very special notebook. It was handwritten in black ink on ivory paper. I received it on a surprising occasion, my 60th birthday. A small gathering of few close friends, nothing fancy, but warm enough to stay in a heart. Then, an old friend arrived. Her name is Noriko. An 80-year-old Japanese woman living in the U.S. is simple and calm. She brought a gift wrapped in a thin cloth, gently placed in my hand, and said only this: "These are things that have stayed with me my whole life." I thanked her, tucked the gift in my bag, and continued sipping tea and chatting with the others. Not until the party was over, the house was quiet, and the guests had left did I sit down and open it. And from the very first lines, I knew this was not just a birthday gift. It was a gift for a lifetime. She didn't say much, no big theories. She simply lived in a way that made everyone feel at ease the moment they stepped into her home. Some of the tips in that notebook startled me by how simple they were. For example, if something takes less than a minute, do it now. Or take 5 minutes to tidy the kitchen before bed. One tip said, don't stack things in every corner. Leave space so the mind can breathe. Another gentle reminder before putting something away: thank it for serving you today. I read each page slowly, then paused, then reread and started trying them in my own home. And I want to share them with you one by one. Not as a teacher, but as a companion. I'm Frank from the Senior Life Reset channel. This is where I share small but practical habits that help older adults declutter and live more lightly after 60. And today I'm sharing these lessons because I just turned 60. At that small party, I received a notebook from Noriko. No hardcover, no author name, but to me it's the most precious gift I've ever been given. Inside are 15 life and cleaning lessons from Japan gathered over a lifetime. I want to tell you each one not as a theory, but as a quiet conversation between two people who've lived a bit. Are you ready? Let's begin. But before we go on, if you find meaning in this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your presence means so much. Thank you. Now, let's start with the first secret. Secret number 1, Usuji cleaning as a ritual of renewal. Noro wrote that Japanese people don't just clean to remove dirt. They see it as a ritual to refresh both their space and their spirit. They call it Usuji, a form of cleaning done with full presence in every movement, not as a mechanical habit. You can wipe a window as if you're clearing dust from your mind, or sweep the floor as if you're releasing old burdens from your heart. She said before she starts cleaning, she always opens a window to let old air out and welcome fresh air in. Then she takes a deep breath, places her hand on the broom as if greeting it, and only then begins. That stopped me for a moment. I had always thought of cleaning as something everyone just has to do, but I never imagined I could feel gratitude for a broom or a cleaning cloth. But when I tried it, something shifted inside me. I no longer rushed to finish. I moved more slowly, paying attention to every corner, every table leg, every tiny spot I used to skip. Noro didn't use strong-smelling floor cleaners. She added a few drops of mint oil or orange peel to make the water more pleasant. She said that after cleaning, she would brew a pot of tea, sit down, and look around the room as if looking at herself being renewed. Since I started practicing Usuji every weekend, my home not only feels cleaner but brighter. Even before turning on the lights, I sleep better, forget less, and I don't get irritated as easily. Maybe because deep cleaning is also a way to calm your mind. If you want to try this, you don't need to do much. Just pick one room, open the window, take a deep breath, and start as if you're caring for yourself. Have you ever cleaned your home with full presence? If not, try it once and see what changes inside you. Secret number 2, Danshari, letting go with intention. Noro said, not everything we own still serves our present life. Some things were useful, even beloved, but now sit like shadows from the past. Danshari is what the Japanese call intentional letting go. It's not just about discarding items, but also detaching from the invisible hold things have on us. Da means refusing to bring more in. Sha means getting rid of what's already there. And Bri means freeing ourselves from inner attachment. She wrote that every year in early March, she walks through her home and looks at each item. She asks quietly, "Does this still suit me today? If I lost it, would I miss it? If I saw it in a store, would I buy it again?" If the answer to all three is no, she thanks the item and lets it go. I tried this with a sweater that belonged to my late wife, one I kept for years, though I never wore it. That day, I touched the sweater, placed my hand over my heart, folded it gently, and placed it in a donation bag. It didn't erase the memory, but it helped me breathe easier. Noro reminded never let go in haste. Each item leaving the home should feel like a soft goodbye. That way, your home feels lighter and your heart rests easier. Are you still holding on to things that no longer reflect who you are today? Have you dared to ask the question and listen for the answer within secret number 3-2 vertical arrangement? Japanese people often organize everything vertically instead of stacking things horizontally, from clothes to documents, from utensils to handkerchiefs. Noro wrote that when you arrange things vertically, you can see everything at once when opening a drawer. Nothing is hidden, nothing forgotten. I opened an old drawer at home and realized there were 3 t-shirts I hadn't seen in 2 years. They had been buried under a pile of folded clothes. When I refolded them vertically and placed them side by side, everything became clearer. I wore pieces I thought I had forgotten. The drawer was easier to search, and taking things out felt lighter. Noriko reminded, when folding clothes, fold them as if you're wrapping a gift. Gently, carefully, then place them in the drawer as if you're caring for yourself. Each time you open the drawer, let it be a pleasant moment, not a battle. Folding doesn't have to be perfect, just clear and with care. Secret number 4, respecting space. Noro wrote that space in a home is not an absence, but a pause that allows the eyes and the mind to breathe. The Japanese call it a blank wall, an empty spot on a table, a gap between objects. All exist for a reason. If you place everything too close together, the room becomes crowded, not just physically, but emotionally. She said whenever she arranges items on shelf, she leaves 1/4 of the space empty. No stacking, no squeezing, just space to fill light. I tried removing a few things from the dining table and windowsill. The room suddenly felt brighter and more open without adding anything new. Space is like a silent pause in music. It's the silence that shapes the melody. When we leave just enough space, what remains becomes clearer. The home is the same. Secret number 5, Ichigo Ichie. One moment, one lifetime. Noro wrote this phrase in large letters on the very first page. Ichigo Ichie means that each moment only comes once in a lifetime. You will never wipe that same table with the same feeling again. You will never fold that towel in the same light as today. So if you're going to do something, do it wholeheartedly. She said every morning she wipes the kitchen counter as if giving thanks for still being able to cook today. She wipes the living room table as if grateful for having a place to sit and remember. I used to clean as a chore to get done. But when I tried wiping the table with the spirit of Ichigochi, I started to feel different. I no longer swept to finish. I swept to say goodbye to an old day. I didn't wipe because of dust, but to lighten my heart. A small act, but it brought a slower, clearer sense of being alive. Secret number 6, Kano. Keep less, but keep what's right. Nero wrote that keeping less doesn't mean lacking. It means keeping only what truly fits your life today. Many people live surrounded by many objects, but don't feel at ease because most of them no longer reflect who they are now. She had a simple rule. If something is not used often, not truly loved, or doesn't bring a sense of ease when you see it, then it's time to let it go. I once kept a corner of my kitchen filled with old dishes just out of guilt. But one day, I cleared it following her rule and realized I only needed a few simple items. The kitchen felt lighter. Cooking didn't feel tiring anymore because I wasn't searching or washing too many things. Just like with a coat, a pair of shoes, or a picture on the wall, a few right things can make a space feel clear, livable, and aligned with you. Are you living with what you need, or are you holding on? to things that no longer serve you? Secret number 7, Otagaisama. Cleaning is for everyone. In Japanese, Otagaisama is a way to show mutual respect by sharing responsibilities. Cleaning isn't a one-person job, but a gentle participation from everyone living in the space. Noriko said that in her family, everyone had a part. Someone wiped the table, someone watered the plants, and someone folded the blanket. No one thought their task was heavier than the others. I used to think doing housework alone was normal until one day my granddaughter came over and offered to help me fold towels in the bathroom. We chatted while working. The task felt light, but the feeling of being together stayed with me. Noriko wrote that sometimes people don't need to do things your way. They just need to be present and willing to help with a full heart. That's when a home becomes not only clean but warm. Secret number 8, Kōdō, cleaning through scent. In Japanese, Kōdō is the art of appreciating fragrance. Noriko wrote that a light, pleasant smell in the home is as important as sunlight or the sound of morning birds. When she cleaned the floors, she added a few drops of essential oil to the water. When folding clothes, she placed a sachet in the drawer. Each scent was a memory, a way to come home. I tried this with a small bottle of orange oil in the living room. For the first time, I felt cleaning wasn't just about removing dirt, but nurturing the feeling of living. A gentle scent helped me feel less tense, breathe more easily, feel like I was doing something good for my spirit. Noriko said, "You don't need expensive perfumes. A slice of lemon, a stick of cinnamon, or a dry tea bag placed in the right spot can make a home smell soft and natural." Secret number 9, Kaizen. No kai, improving little by little. Noriko believed cleaning doesn't have to be finished in one day. She broke it into small improvements. Each week, she picked one area to refresh. Maybe a drawer, a spice shelf, or the coat rack. Just a little at a time, but regularly. She called it Kaizen no Kai. I started by setting Tuesdays for the kitchen cabinet, Thursdays for the medicine drawer, and Sundays to wipe down photo frames. Each session took no more than 15 minutes. But after a month, the house felt transformed. No stress, no procrastination, just small changes adding up to big results. If you've hesitated to begin because it all feels too much, maybe you only need to start with one draw and take it one step at a time. Secret number 10, Kokoro woka, doing it with all your heart. In Japanese, this phrase is often added when something is done with care and respect. Cleaning is no exception. Noriko wrote that if you see it as just a task, it's easy to get bored or do it carelessly. But if you treat it as a way of caring for your life, every small act becomes meaningful. When she wiped the table, she placed her hand gently on the wood before starting. When she washed her blankets, she let the sunlight soak into every fiber. I started paying more attention when washing dishes, wiping door knobs, or pouring water into a flower vase. Every action became slower, but more peaceful. The house didn't just look tidy, it felt loved. You don't need perfection, just presence. If you're truly there when doing something, that's enough. Secret number 11, appreciating what you have. In Japanese culture, manai is a deeply meaningful reminder. It's not just about saving things, but about honoring what you already have. Noriko wrote that when she saw something broken, her first thought wasn't to throw it away, but to ask whether it could be fixed, reused, or given to someone who needed it. I once planned to toss an old wooden chair with chipped paint, but instead I cleaned it, sanded it down, and covered it with a new cloth. That old chair became my favorite seat by the window. Mottainai doesn't tell you to keep everything. It teaches you to look at objects with gratitude. When you're thankful for what you have, you don't need so much more. Your home ends up with less waste, less consumption, and a much lighter feeling. Secret number 12, Ashimoto clean. Beneath your feet, live grounded. Noriko used to joke that if you look at someone's floor, you can understand how they walk through life. Cleaning isn't just about high places, but also the low ones and the corners we often forget. Ashimoto means underfoot. It's the place we stand, walk, and live each day. She always cleaned her floors carefully, never letting dust stay in any corner for too long. I tried this and noticed something strange. When the floor is clean, I walk slower, more gently, and the house feels more stable. It may just be the ground, but it's what we touch most often. When we care for where we step, we are also caring for ourselves. Secret number 13. Teinei, living slowly, living mindfully. This phrase translates to a gentle and intentional way of life. Noriko wrote that a livable home doesn't need to be big or fancy. It needs to be lived in slowly each day. She never ate while doing something else. Never cleaned while listening to the news. One thing at a time, done with full attention. I used to think multitasking was efficient. But over time, I realized that small things done with care brought a deep sense of fullness. I tried washing dishes slowly, folding clothes more carefully, and doing nothing else while drinking tea. Order in every small corner. Shikata means method, way of doing, or attitude towards small details. Japanese people don't just focus on the big things. They care for the details others may never notice. Noriko shared that she always coiled her charger cords neatly, wiped the bottom of cups before putting them away, and aligned her slippers at the door. No one told her to do that, but she believed that when you bring order to small corners, life becomes a little lighter each day. I started tidying my desk drawer, the spice rack, and the spot for salt and pepper, places I used to think didn't matter. But once I finished, the feeling was incredible. Every time I reached for something, it was easy, clear, and light. A bit of neatness in a small place can bring a big sense of calm to your entire space. Secret number 15, Ichigo, living fully in the present. Noriko repeated this phrase on the last page like a gentle final reminder. Ichigo isn't just about being present. It's about not waiting until tomorrow to start loving your home. She once wrote that a house doesn't need to be perfect to be worth caring for. Wipe one corner today. Fold one towel right now. Brew a pot of tea and sit by the window this very moment. Life doesn't wait for us to finish cleaning before it begins. It happens in the simplest acts. And when we live honestly with the present, the home becomes the place that gently holds us. Japanese people have a unique way of living. They move slowly with care and find beauty in the smallest things. Every item is placed down with intention. Every moment of cleaning is a pause for reflection. But when I look at older adults in America, I also see a very different kind of beauty. It's resilience, the ability to make do with what you have. The spirit of independence and the strength to walk through ups and downs. The Japanese are clean with a quiet presence. Older Americans clean with practical strength. Both are precious. Both deserve deep respect. If we can learn from Japan and combine it with the strength of American seniors, then every home can become not only clean, but also a true space that supports the soul. I'm Frank from Senior Life Reset. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. If something in this video made you pause, reflect, or smile, that is the greatest gift I hope to offer. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, or share this with someone you care about. Wishing you good health, deep peace, and a home that always feels as light as your heart. Take care, and I'll see you in the next.